Welcome to my channel where I dive into the world of Reddit's amethystial community. As a curious storyteller, I'm excited to share these relatable tales with you and explore the complexities of human behavior. Whipta if I told my mill she could no longer visit my child at daycare? My 29 female daughter is 5 months old and goes to a daycare at my husband's 32 male workplace. My mother-in-law also works at the same place, so she has easy access to the daycare. At least once a week she goes and spends 30 minutes to an hour just playing with my daughter. This rubs me the wrong way for so many reasons. As a mom, it frustrates me that she thinks it's okay to just drop by whenever without at least saying something or asking. I actually just found out while writing this that she tells my husband, but nobody communicates it with me. As a former daycare worker, I would have hated having someone just come in and spend time with a child, because now not only do they have infants to watch, but now they have to work around a fully grown woman and make sure that she isn't taking videos of other babies as well. I think my biggest issue is honestly that some days she gets to spend more awake time with my daughter than I do, and I know that's a horrible reason to be frustrated with someone, but it is what it is. Would I be the asshole if I asked her to stop visiting daycare so frequently? She comes to our house and gets to spend several hours with my daughter at least once a week, so it's not like daycare is the only time she gets to see her. AITA. Yes. I know I'm the asshole for being jealous. After talking with my husband, I'm realizing a lot of these feelings are based on big emotions from being exhausted and PPD. I don't hate my mother-in-law. This is my first, and probably only child, and she's my rainbow baby, so I'm very protective. For those of you that politely told me I'm the asshole, thank you. For those of you that told me I need to see a therapist, already seeing one for my chronic depression and added postpartum depression, so I'm good. I'm going to stop reading comments now and go snuggle with my baby that just got home. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. I get that you're jealous that she gets to spend more time with your daughter than you do, but that's not really anyone's fault. Just because your feelings are natural and you can't help them doesn't mean they're right or should be acted on. Your daughter is lucky to have so many people in her life that love her and want to spend time with her. You don't have any specific complaints about your mill herself, how she treats your child, or how she treats you, that you've said here. So I can only assume there aren't any. You need to work on your own feelings of jealousy and guilt, not take them out on your daughter and mill. I would have hated having someone just come in and spend time with a child, because now not only do they have infants to watch, but now they have to work around a fully grown woman and make sure that she isn't taking videos of other babies as well. If that's a concern, then your husband should ask them if it's an issue. They actually might be grateful that someone else is taking a 5-mo off their hands for an hour a day so they can focus on the other kids. Don't make assumptions to justify your feelings. Her feelings aren't natural though. The grandma is spending 30 to 60 minutes with her grandchild at least once a week. That's not very much time for a grandmother that lives close by. I think OP just doesn't like the mill. More likely mommy is jealous. Jealousy is a natural emotion. Just because it's natural, it doesn't make it okay. It actually is completely okay to feel, but you also have to recognize that it isn't that other person's fault, and you can't take it out on them. My daycare never minded when I dropped in. They welcomed me. I took one kid off their hands completely, and usually at least one other kid would bring me a ball to roll. When I worked in daycare, we had a little group of parents that would come by on their lunch hours to see their kids before nap time. I adored them and wound up babysitting outside of the daycare for them because we became close. To this day, I still keep in touch via social media with some of them. As long as the workers are cool with it, Mill should keep seeing the baby. I saw the edit, and it's definitely the jealousy talking. It's tough, especially when it's your first one, and PPD can be a bitch. Hopefully the OP keeps up with therapy. Unless the daycare has concerns about it, I think this is just OP trying to justify. And now for the next story. Am I the butthole for not refunding my friend $600 after she bailed on our group trip? My 19 female friends and I all decided to go on a ski trip for 12 days over winter break. We found a place to stay, and all in all, it was around $600 per person for the rental. And we decided it was just easiest to have one person, me, put all the money up front, and just everyone pay me back before the actual trip, which everyone did. In my friend group, we have a girl let's call Sarah. Sarah comes from a comfortable family and was even one of the people who suggested the trip, and was one of the leading forces to finding the Airbnb. Literally in the weeks leading up to the trip we were all fine, sending outfit ideas, restaurants to books, etc. The Tuesday before we left, Saturday, Sarah starts sending texts to the GC like, guys, Jacob's boyfriend, family's going to Eric's next week, basically sending us a lot of details about where his family is going for winter vacation that we didn't really need to know. Then on Thursday, again we leave on Saturday, she texts the GC saying how she couldn't go because she had a family emergency, said her grandma had gotten admitted to the hospital. We were obviously bummed, but family comes first, and I told her that I would send her the money back that she sent towards the rental. We go on the trip, and everything is okay until one of my friends who has Sarah's location on Life 360, roommates, sees that she's in a beach town, and we put two and two together. We spend that night pissed, and we call her out the next day where she admits everything. She had been last minute invited on her boyfriend's vacation and decided that she wanted to go to that instead, but didn't know how to tell us. We were all obviously hurt and upset that she would choose a boy over us, but at the end of the day she's a 19-year-old girl. So I guess it's just immaturity. The part that I am wondering if I'm the asshole with is that after finding out that she voluntarily pulled out of the trip, I had told her I wouldn't be refunding her the $600 she had sent me for the rental. She pulled out so last minute that we couldn't find anything cheaper, and I said I was okay just wasting that money because again I thought she was having a family emergency. After finding out that she wouldn't be getting that back, she went insane and started calling me a bad friend and everything. My parents think I should send it back to her, but I don't see why I should. She pulled out because of her boyfriend and expected us to all just absorb the costs. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. Not the butthole. She voluntarily bailed on the trip and lied to everyone saying that her grandma was in the hospital. She could have told the truth, but she may have known she wouldn't get the money back, or she'd be judged by all of you. Either way, you paid solely for that B&B expecting everyone would chip in. In this sense, you're only expected to pay $600, not $1,000, because she lied and went on a different trip instead. The B&B was already paid for and she knew it. If she really is from a comfortable background, she should have no problem paying the $600 for a choice she made. Honestly, if they were going to excuse her and refund her, the $600 extra would be divided by how many other people were on the trip. If there was 7 people and she backed out, is each person okay coughing up an extra $100 to cover the costs? Now you're relying on all the extra people to be okay wearing the last-minute additional, after being lied to, and sending that money to OP. Yes, it could happen, or OP could withhold the money until Sarah, the lying flake, collects the $100 from everyone else. Then she can get 7x the opinions of her planning and truth-telling skills. This is just and fair. Yeah, it should either be a group decision on whether to all pay extra to share the cost of one fewer person coming, or each individual person can choose to send the bailing friend the extra money. For example, if there were 4 total people, each of the 3 that actually went on the trip could send the bailing friend $200 to cover the cost of her not going. It should absolutely not be a way paying the full share of the bailing friend. She probably did not have to pay for the trip with the boyfriend, so friend is trying to get a vacation for free. Keep the $600. And now for the next story. Am I the butthole? Am I, F21, the problem to my parents? 41. M46. I start the day at 4 in the morning and I get home around 11:50 in the morning. I am a college student that takes the bus in the morning to school, and I live with my parent. I don't think it matters, but I'm autistic. Every day when I get home, I take our family dog outside, and I chase him around so he can use the restroom. I come in and tell my mom about my day in excruciating detail about what events just highlighted my day or what small dram happened that day. She always hates this and calls me annoying. Throughout the rest of the day, I continue to talk to my mom about odds and ends, and she always says by the time the day is over, or even before, I begin to talk that she has head pains from me. The thing is about my mom is that she is a liar. She lies about her childhood. Apparently a mafia has raised, and they were super rich. Also, my dad always manages to believe what my mom is saying every single time. She has told my dad that my older sister used to play head games with him, and now she has told my dad that I am doing the same thing. By the way, I'm not. These head games apparently include small talk. Also, my dad and I don't get along, and I end up arguing with him. My mom has a wind-up kitchen timer that sound like tick tick ticks, and I always use it since it makes me happy. My mom keeps asking that I stop since it annoys her. She has asked me to stop, but I don't. For instance, when I need a timer for cooking, or if I need a specific time, I wind it up. She's now threatening to smash it. I take the dog out, and since we don't walk him, I leave him out at 1 in the afternoon for 10 minutes and 4 in the afternoon for 20 minutes. I set a timer to do this, not the timer, but my phone timer. I am the type of person who always sets a timer, since it helps me focus or reminds me. He does enjoy the outside since he explores the backyard, or lies down just enjoying the scents. My mom and dad also hate this since they claim he hates the outside, and he should let him out to use the restroom and bring him right back in. I got home today like normal, let the dog out, and brought him in. I talked to her about my day and just start to small talk. My mom claims to have frequent fits, and either claims she needs quit, or that my voice has put her in a fit. So my dad is sitting by her catering to her quietly, and I don't believe it, so I carry on like normal. My dad and I get in an argument on who usually get mom sick, since by the way she is also sick. Then my mom says that she needs 5 minutes of quiet. I go to my phone and set a 10-minute timer, since if I don't have a timer I will just talk. My dad sees this, and he snaps saying that he hates all of my actions and I should just grow up since I'm acting like a child. He goes downstairs. I see that it is 3:30 in the afternoon, and since my dad works at home and has a big meeting going on, I decide to let my dog outside. Yeah, I know he's everyone's dog, but I feed him, groom him, and love him so much. I whisper to Sari to set a 30-minute timer, and my mom snapped, saying that I am ridiculous and nobody wants to hear me, and all I do it cause her to mess up. My dad calls me down to his office. He has not yet started the meeting. He says since I am 21 I should stop acting like a 4-year-old. And why do I always have to talk about the most ridiculous things that nobody cares about? Nobody cares about what you did today, and I should act grown up. My mom joins in and spouts things that I can't recall, expect that it was her fault that she brought me in this world. This bugs me since childhood. Both mom and dad constantly would say they wished I was never born, or that I was a mistake. Like and subscribe for more awesome daily Reddit content. And don't forget to hit the bell to get notified when I upload new videos.